Well, thank you very much for inviting me today. I want to highlight why we, as a .org, are actually included in this .com session. I wanted to give you a brief overview of what our system does, how it got here, our success so far, and things to expect in the future. Dryad is a digital repository, as Efka said, that links data to scholarly articles. So here's a screenshot of the home page of our system and the location where an author can come directly and submit articles, or submit data rather, and an area where you can also search or browse for data. It's important to note that all of our content is openly available to download with no restrictions under a CC0 license. We have over 11,000 data packages in our system, made up of many files, an average of about 4 files each. And this represents over 40,000 authors and over 450 journals. A few unique features of Dryad is that every data package that we have is linked out to a scholarly article that has undergone some kind of peer review. Another is that all our data has been curated by a trained professional curator on basic levels. Dryad's focus is on curated quality data that's associated with publications rather than any data that is in various stages of collection, analysis, or study. Dryad offers services and assets to all the major players in the scientific research cycle to improve scholarly communication. For authors and researchers, we enable citable data. We offer access to data to verify published results, refine methodologies, or to repurpose. For journals, publishers, societies, we enable them to increase the discoverability and impact of your articles and to add value to the communication they serve. Libraries, institutions, we help fulfill research data management mandates. And as we discussed a little bit yesterday, for all in the stakeholder community, we provide a cost-effective mechanism to make research more accessible. So how do we impact the scholarly communication? Well, first and foremost, with the support and input from our members. Dryad is a nonprofit membership organization, and we're governed by the very stakeholders of the community that we serve. Our members help direct the organization, which is mission-driven. They vote on board elections, bylaw changes, and in many cases are able to share benefits with their journals and further on to their authors and research community. So how does Dryad work? How do we accomplish supporting the data within a workflow? Well, we encourage our journal or publisher partners to integrate your manuscript submission service with Dryad's data submission service. We do this on a very light touch level, and we also have a more deeper technical API available as well. This is a free integration process, and it takes advantage of various automatic emails that are already being generated by the manuscript submission service to share metadata with Dryad, and to do so at the time of the journal or the publisher's choosing. At this point, we've integrated with over 80 journals, and this is an example of one workflow. This is the first that we had, in which data comes to Dryad after the article has been accepted. So this shows the preparing manuscript and related data files. The author submits to the journal submission manuscript system. And then in this workflow, after it's reviewed, the journal then sends an email to the author saying, congratulations, it's been accepted. And at that point, the metadata exchange goes to Dryad and provides us with a placeholder. This placeholder has some metadata provided from the journal, and then the author can come to Dryad if they wish, or if they need to upload data, and then again, share that back, the data DOI back to the journal. It's done so early in the process so that you can include it in your end matter and have other checks involved. The benefits here are simple data deposition. It frees the author from providing this detailed metadata. It's all done automatically and accurately. Links are created and will resolve according to journal policies. There may be an embargo, there may be some review, and also timing. This is a later workflow, but it's more popular now for many of our publishers to ask for this a little earlier in the system and have a private data link for review purposes. And we also support a variety of journal policies. The Dryad advantage rests partially on our curation. Scholars and organizations are being evaluated, as we discussed this morning a little bit, about what is online and what's publicly available. And our curators process important basic checks to ensure quality and ensure data's availability for discovery. But it does not place too many hurdles in front of the researcher. The type of checks we do is to make sure files can be opened and are virus-free, there are no intellectual property issues, there are no identifiable human subject data or endangered species location data. Our curators also provide versioning assistance, possibly pre or during review, and there's a slight customer service ability there where the Dryad curators can provide service to answer data questions and relieving that from the editorial office if that's something that they're not interested in working on. So Dryad has a workflow that enables data publication, but our work really started with policy. In 2011, Dryad was instrumental in the creation and support of the Joint Data Archiving Policy, which was designed by about 11 journal editors from the evolution and life sciences fields. And these journals adopted the policy and Dryad was in place for implementing. The policy basically said that data are important products, they should be deposited in an appropriate archive, they may have embargoes and there may be exceptions to that. So how effective was this policy? Well, this is taken from a study of phylogenetic data to see how data availability was impacted by JDAP and compare it to the National Science Foundation's policy that required data management plans that was introduced around the same time. So the vertical axis shows the proportion of data that was available from the articles, and between the years of 2002 and 14, which is along the horizontal. And this first block here illustrates when papers were funded by NSF but were not published in a journal with JDAP, there was a minor increase in availability after 2011. Contrast this with the middle block. When papers were published in a journal that put JDAP into practice, even if these papers were not funded by the NSF and did not require that data management plan, the post-JDAP increase was very impressive. The availability of data increased from less than 10% to over 80% in a few short years. And then, of course, the combination had another market increase. And happily, the concerns about being scooped or the burden being too tough on the authors will choose to submit to a different journal never really arose. And this can be seen by a quote from early adopter Hazel Norman, executive at the British Ecological Society. The policy, she said, did not deter authors. Rather, it enhanced the Society's reputation as a progressive publisher, one committed to quality. So a little bit about our business plan. Dryad charges data deposit fees as a charge for the primary source of our revenue. But again, there is no charge levied to remove data from the system. It's all available openly. This charge supports our curation activity as well as storage. Individuals can pay this fee and pass along to grants if they have them. And waivers, importantly, are available to low and middle income, countries. Payment plans are also available for groups, labs, publishers, someone for Christmas. Membership fees and project grants will also provide organizational support for R&D activities and so forth. Organizations, including publishers, are encouraged to cover the cost of submission fees on behalf of their community of researchers. For instance, a society or publisher could cover the cost for all its authors of its journals. To do this, Dryad offers a variety of flexible plans that provide discounts, bulk options, and contracts are tailored to the needs of each organization. So what in the future will we see from Dryad? Well, in the coming years, Dryad's expected to continue to grow. The chart at the bottom illustrates the growth trend of data packages associated with literature in the past 2 years. Quality will continue to be our focus, and an area I expect could grow. Higher levels of curation may be available in the future for organizations that could desire and support it. We'll continue to support work without recreating infrastructure. Other things are branded portals for partners. These will be coming out as a way to enhance reporting for partners and future enhancements. Dryad also already has an automatic lookup in the data submission system and encourages our authors to provide their ORCID. But in the next 6 months, we expect to enable users to log in to the Dryad system with their ORCID ID and to the metadata exchange for partner journals and to send this back to science profiles in ORCID. In addition, more image previewing will be coming out for partners in the next 6 months. We'll have further work and enhancement in this area. So in summary, we'll focus on quality data associated with the literature and to grow as a membership organization, grow partnerships, be flexible and affordable method to not recreate infrastructure, but to support all those involved in the scholarly communication area. Thank you.